Hello and welcome, David Baker. It is Monday, December, what's the date of this? We got 13th. All right. December 13th. We want to give you something for your children, something to be able to teach them. Going to jump right in. Great lesson, simple lesson, important. Sowing and reaping. Sowing and reaping. Very simple concept, very simple to teach children. The truth can be taught by getting some seeds, naming them, disobedience, pride, rebellion, then planting them and see what comes up. It gives them a virtual lesson and a visual lesson of the spiritual truth that we're trying to teach them, okay? Most Proverbs are sowing and reaping. I could make an argument that Solomon talked about sowing and reaping more than just about anything. So many verses you look at, yep, that teaches sowing and reaping. Yep, that teaches sowing and reaping. It really does. And so let me give you a few thoughts here first, and we'll get into the 7 verses there. But you reap what you sow. We know that. But you reap more than you sow. Then you reap after you sow. What you sow and put in the ground or your life, it will come back on you. There are consequences for what you do. There's nothing you can do to get out of it. You better start right away sowing a new good crop. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. God sees what you do and will make sure people are punished for what they do. Even though you're saved, God will still see and spank his children. God loves us and knows what is best for us. Trust him and obey him. The best teacher is not experience. Learn from someone else's bad experience. God gave us many samples and examples to learn what other people did wrong and right, so we can just do right. Okay? So make sure they understand that. The sowing and reaping, the principles there. There are so many of them in the Bible. Pick one of these as a memory verse, whatever you feel like they need, and then let them see. Get them used to reading Proverbs and pointing out, wow, that's sowing and reaping. All right, number 1. The wickedness shall fall by their own wickedness. Proverbs 11:5. The righteousness of the perfect shall direct his ways, but the wicked shall fall by his own wickedness. Sowing and reaping. The wicked, guess what they get? Wickedness. That's what they planted. That's what came. We wonder why that happens. Hey, isn't it amazing? You watch some show and the crooks. How many times do the crooks rip off one of their partners? How come? You're reaping what you sowed. You're ripping off people. Hey, why should you be surprised when they rip you off? You are just reaping what you sow. Day 2. The seed of the righteous shall be delivered. Proverbs 11:21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. You're doing right. Guess what? You're going to reap. God's going to bless you. God's going to help you. You do right, no matter what, and you will be delivered. Okay. The wicked, they're not going to. They'll not be unpunished, and the righteous, they'll be delivered. All right. Day 3. We sow with our mouth and reap the good or the bad. We sow with our mouth and reap the good or the bad. Proverbs 13, verse 2, a man shall eat good by the fruit of his mouth, but the soul of transgressors shall eat violence. Okay? We sow with our mouth. What we say, that's planting. What we say, that's watering. What we say, that is sowing out there, and don't be surprised when it comes back. When it comes back good or when it comes back bad, depending on what you sowed. Help them to understand that. The illustration, let's plant and let's see what comes up. There it is, rebellion, disobedience. Those things are going to come back on us and more of it. All right, day 4. If we work hard, we will reap leadership. If we work hard, we will reap leadership. Proverbs 12:24. The hand of the diligent shall bear rule, but the slothful shall be under tribute. If you work hard, the hand of the diligent, you're going to bear rule. You'll be leading. You'll be in charge one day. You'll be an owner one day. What is that? You are reaping what you sowed, good and bad. You worked hard. Now you're reaping leadership and ownership. All right? Day 5. By the way, when they have bad at leadership, help them to obey and do right so one day they can be the leader and they will reap the kind of followers that they have. Don't be a bad follower even when you have a bad leader, or you will reap bad followers when you are the leader one day. All right, day 5. When we are bad, bad will come on us. Very simple. Proverbs 13:17. A wicked messenger falleth into mischief, but a faithful ambassador is health. Okay? Sowing and reaping, sowing and reaping, sowing and reaping. We, human beings, are selfish. Okay? We are our most important person. Okay, I would give my life for my wife, for my children. I'd give my life for our country. But the number one thing we look out for is ourselves. Ow, that hurts. It's the quickest to be able to move if something is hurting us. And if we can help our children to see, listen, you are going to reap what you sow. If you want good for you, then you have to reap good. It's that simple. Day 6, what we sow in our friends, we will reap in our friends. Proverbs 13:20, he that walketh with wise men shall be wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed. Okay? Walk with wise men, you're going to be wise. Companion of fools, you'll be destroyed along with them. What we sow in our friends, we'll reap in our friends. And day 7, evil will chase and run after sinners, but good to those that do good. Interesting. Proverbs 13:21, evil pursueth sinners. Just think about those 3 little words. Evil pursueth sinners. When you're sinning, you're doing wicked, you're doing bad, guess what? Evil is going to chase you. It's going to run after you. It's going to pursue you. Boy, who wants that? But to the righteous, good shall be repaid. To the righteous, good shall be repaid. Boy, what a beautiful thing that is. Simply sowing and reaping. Simply sowing and reaping. Hey, teach this, and then the homework for the kids is, all right, tomorrow night in devotions, you have to come with a sowing and reaping verse. You have to find one, okay? Wow, this says if I do good, I get good. This says if I do bad, I get bad. Exactly, sowing and reaping. We're going to reap that. He that hath friends must, here we go, show himself friendly. What's that? Sowing and reaping, okay? There are so many verses on sowing and reaping. Almost point anywhere in the Bible and Proverbs, you're going to get that. So great principle, sowing and reaping. Teach your children that. It's a great lesson to help them to understand for them what they need and what they want. Son, if you want good, how many times I've heard people say, well, I just don't have any friends. Okay, you do understand what you're saying when you say you don't have any friends, right? Because he that hath friends must show himself friendly. Don't worry about getting friends, just worry about being a friend. And if you are the friend to everybody, guess what? You will have more friends than you could ever imagine. Make sure they understand they're going to reap what they sow, the good and the bad.